Good morning, everybody. Hello. How's everybody doing? Good morning. Happy Sunday. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're new here, my name is Dustin, and this channel, Modern Metaphysically, is about all things occult and esoteric with a heavy lean on the tarot. If you are returning, thank you so much for coming back and hanging out. Today, we are going to do another reflections and favorites video. This is where I share all of my favorite things and the things I loved from the previous month. And so this month we are doing we're doing February because it's March already. I can't believe it's March already. It's March, you guys. It's absolutely March, and it blows my mind. Last week was a crazy week for me. I don't know if you guys remember, but at the end of the last live stream, we had all these like technical hiccups and difficulties, and it turned out that my old webcam, the one that I use for my face, um was on its last leg, and it is retired now. It is retired, and we have a new one. And so I spent what was it, day before yesterday, like untangling wires and redoing everything and plugging everything back in and making sure everything was working, and um just everything. It was a thing. It was a thing. So today is a little bit of an experimental stream with everything set up again. So if there's any technical difficulties, I do apologize, but let me know in chat. Good morning, everybody's here. I see Kay and discovering Dell, and Lexi and Masha and Hexen's here. Hello, good morning, Benny. Hello, how are you? Um, I hope everybody has some coffee or some delicious beverage to sip on, because I have quite the list. Excuse me, of things to share with you guys today. So yeah, hello, hello. Also, a big shout out to all of my channel members. If you are a part of Scholar Metaphysicae, I just want to give you a big thank you from the bottom of my heart. I really appreciate each and every one of you so, so very much. Monthly lunar spreads are going to be coming out here in the next day or so, as well as monthly taroscopes, which are two of the cool perks you get for being a member of Scholar Metaphysicae. If you're interested in unlocking any of those things, whether it's the monthly taroscope readings or getting access to our study hall, which is our like community book club, or even just joining the community Discord server, all you have to do is be a member of Scholar Metaphysicae for just 1 month. Even if you have to cancel for whatever reason, you're always welcome to hang out in the Discord server, and you get access to some cool stuff. So the link to that can be found in the description box down below. Also, don't forget, if you're not subscribed, to please give this channel a subscription. It will let you know when I post new things, and give this video a thumbs up, as it really helps the channel and the community to grow. The little algorithm goblins love it when you give it a thumbs up, or you can give it a thumbs down too. That's fine too. Um, they just like it when you click on things. So yeah, decaf tea, and a rock bun fresh out of the oven. What's a rock bun? I don't I don't think I don't think I've ever had a rock bun. What is a rock bun? I'm very confused as to what this rock bun is. Is that like a cinnamon bun? I don't know. My little chat highlight thing isn't working either. There we go. We can put this up. Okay. It's kind of a scone. Okay. I do enjoy scones. Scones are yummy. I've never heard of a rock bun though. But scones are yummy. All right. So let's start off. Um, as always, you guys, if you're interested in any of the things that I am sharing with you guys today, You can find links to all of it down in the description box down below. And if you have questions or anything like that, do at Modern Metaphysically in chat. It makes it nice and big. If you're watching this on replay and you have questions, throw it down in the comment section down below. I will do my best to answer or find the answer if I don't know the answer to it. So, all right. It's a recipe from World War II. Oh, interesting. It's like a fruit bun. I'm going to Google this afterwards. I'm very fascinated. I love baking things, so baked goods are delicious. I definitely did not get to be this chubby without eating baked goods, so I do enjoy some baked goods. All right. So let's dive in, you guys. We're gonna change here. Make sure that we can see everything because that's important. And then I just want to, we're gonna adjust the brightness just a little bit because it was a little bright. All right. So the first thing we always talk about is stationery. I got a new fountain pen last month, and it came in this nice little tin. But this is the fountain pen. So this is just a cheap fountain pen thrill, as I like to call it. It's a relatively inexpensive fountain pen. I have like ink on me already. Look at that. I don't know what that's from. But it's a really nice, beautiful pen. It has this really cool metallic sort of, it's not filigree. I don't know how to describe it, but it's a really nice pen. And you can find some really inexpensive fountain pens on Amazon and other websites. Even like Goulet Pens has really budget-friendly fountain pens. So if you're someone who's interested in trying a fountain pen, you can always pick up something that's really affordable. This one's a piston fill, so there's a little piston knob here that you turn at the end, and this chamber here in the middle holds all of the ink, which is really nice, and you can change the ink out. It's a lot more eco-friendly. There's not a lot of plastic waste with these, and they're really, I love writing with fountain pens, so it's a really nice little pen, and I've enjoyed it so far. But this was my favorite kind of stationary art thing that I got last month. I didn't buy a whole lot in terms of like artsy supplies, because I had just picked up a couple of paint sets, as some of you may have remembered. But yeah, this one's a great one. There was a discussion in the community Discord the other day about like baby's first fountain pen, like what would be a good starter fountain pen, and this is a good option. Another good option are the Pilot Metropolitans. So if you just search for Pilot Metropolitan, that's a really affordable, good quality fountain pen that you can kind of play around with and get your feet wet with if you want to see if you enjoy writing with them. So I love writing with fountain pens, though. I use it in my planner. In fact, my planner, which is right here, has another fountain pen in it. This is a TWSBI, which of course has to have matching ink to the like turquoise things going on in it. But yeah, I love writing with fountain pens. So that was my favorite art supply / stationery from last month. Team TWSBI. I love TWSBI pens. They're really fun. I love it. So really good little pen. This was from a brand that I was not all too familiar with. This is a Hongdian, I believe is how you pronounce it. I'm probably butchering that. And this also has an extra soft nib, which is really nice. So you can get some cool line variation with it. So it's gonna go living its thing here. So that was my favorite art supply from last month. Alrighty. Fountain pens are fun. The fountain pens are kind of like tarot decks. Like you can get really affordable ones and you can get really expensive ones. We were having a chat in the Discord server recently about like antique, not vintage, but antique tarot decks that have been going up for sale. There was a it was a Pam B that's being auctioned off, and the starting price for it was what, $1,600. I can't remember now. And like there was some other really cool like Terre de Marseille and like Swiss Marseille decks and things like that floating around eBay and things like that. And it's like you can spend an astronomical amount of money on a tarot deck and a fountain pen, or you can just go buy, you know, the standby $25 Rider Waite Smith. Hi Kendra, hello. Three Twisbees. Yeah, Twisbees are great. The Twisby Ecos are also a really good starter fountain pen if people are interested in looking for those. Um, yeah, I love Bunny says I love glass tip pens as well. They are one of I have a couple of glass tip pens that I'll use to like ink drawings and things like that. I love glass tip pens. Hello, Justin. Hello. Hi, lost in the music. Back from rehearsal. Better late than never. Ooh, what are you rehearsing for? Just like music rehearsal or like rehearsals? I miss those days. So, all right. So that was my favorite art supply. Let's talk about book. So I reread a book last month. Anytime I'm kind of going through like a time in my life, I've found since after college that I've reread this book multiple times. In fact, it has like folds in the cover. And it's a paperback book. It's a really short book. It's exactly 138 pages and it's really tiny. But this, if I was to make a video about like books that changed my life, this would probably be at the top of the list. And it's a book that I will reread whenever I just kind of need to like ground and center myself. And that is The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz, a practical guide to personal freedom, and it's based on Toltec wisdom. Excuse me, my coffee is getting to me. But so I love this book. This book, there's a long story behind this book. Um, when I was, um, how old was I? I was like 22, I think. I was working as an intern as a stage manager at a regional theater, at a union regional theater. And I was going through some stuff, as one does. And the head of stage management there, who was a very kind woman, um, not someone who was incredibly professional, I will say that, but she had her intentions were always good. Gifted me this book. And I read it, and it was one of those moments where it just kind of fundamentally shifted my perspective on a lot of things, right? And for those of you who don't know, these are basically like four agreements that you make with yourself, right, to be a better person, right? The first one is be impeccable with your word, basically saying that like, um, you know, do your best to speak your truth, right? Don't lie. Words are powerful. Words have meaning. Don't take anything personally, right? Because nothing others do is because of you. It's a reflection of their own sort of perspectives and their own life situations. Don't make assumptions, right? And always do your best, right? Those are kind of the four agreements. And it's just a sort of system, I guess, that's worked really well for me. And it's a pseudo spiritual book. And there's a whole series of books, by the way. There's The Fifth Agreement, which is a great book. I have the whole like thing. There's the Four Agreements companion book, which kind of delves into it more. There's The Mastery of Self, and then there's Beyond Fear, a Toltec guide to freedom and joy. All of them are great books, but this is kind of like the core of these books, and I just really love this book. And yeah, so this was a favorite book. I read through the whole thing again. It's like you can read through this in a day. It's pretty big print. The book is not very big in terms of like its size. Here's a tarot card for scale, right? Like it's not a giant book. Um, but this book is amazing. I don't know how to hype this book up anymore. If you've not read this book, I think you should read this book. I think this is a really good book too for people um, who like are highly sensitive and who are empathic and things like that, right? I've struggled my whole life with that kind of thing. And this gives kind of almost gives you power over that situation of like feeling like you can't do things, right? Because of those situations, right? Um, so yeah, that's the second one was a big one, right? Don't take anything personally. Nothing others do is because of you. What others say and do is a projection of their own reality and their own dream. When you are immune to the opinions and actions of others, you won't be the victim of needless suffering, right? Don't make assumptions. Find the courage to ask questions and express what you really want, right? Communicate with others as clearly as you can to avoid misunderstandings. With just this one agreement, you can completely transform your life. Like it's a really interesting perspective. Um, and I just love it. I love this book so very much. So, has anyone in chat read this? Kendra has. This the book was epic, one of your faves. It's a great book. Love it, love it, love it. Oh, Symphony. Oh, that's exciting. Um, love it, love it. Oh, interesting. When things fall apart. Okay. When things I love these kinds of books. So, I'm gonna check that one out. Great book though. The Four Agreements. Highly recommend it. All right. So, let's see. Back to my notes. Food and drink. Oh, food and drink last month. So, I kind of reconnected with an old favorite. As a kid, you guys, I loved licorice. Oh my goodness, did I love me some licorice. And Twizzlers. I ate a lot of Twizzlers. A lot of Twizzlers. And I have some sitting on my desk still because I've been eating the crap out of these last month. They're in a Ziploc bag because they have to stay fresh. But these are red vines made simple. Um, they're really great. So I always have been looking for like a good natural alternative to Twizzlers, which are full of chemicals and other yucky things, or red vines. And these are made with um, all natural things. So the ingredients are cane sugar, flat wheat flour, citric acid, and then they use berries, so raspberries to flavor and for coloring, and they also use radish extract for color. Um, Not gluten free though. So if you're a gluten person, um, not for you. But these things are so good. I love them. they taste they taste kind of like Twizzlers, but better in my opinion. I actually like these but more than Twizzlers. They're softer. So you know how like Twizzlers have like a I don't know, they're kind of hard, but these are softer, and I love them. I've just been obsessed. I can't put these down. I will eat this whole thing in one sitting if I'm not careful. I love it so very much. We're gonna do a little mukbang here. But yeah, love this stuff. Really yummy. Um, you can get them off of Amazon. I did put a affiliate link down below. Um, I pick them up at Sprouts, which is like a natural grocer here. I've seen them at Whole Foods. I've even seen them at like Safeway or Kroger's or regional regional grocers. But yeah, I love them. Go check them out. Not sponsored, just obsessed. And they actually don't have like a ton of sugar in them too, which is great. So one serving has 16 grams of sugar. That's It says there's 4 servings per container, so it's probably like, I don't know, four, four of the licorice sticks. Maybe no more, probably more than that. It's probably like 5 or 6. Anyways, that's only 100 calories. So, in terms of satiating a sweet tooth, it's pretty efficient, one might say. But yeah, fame. Uh-huh. Yep, I showed that. Yeah, I have all the other books. So, Beyond Fear, um, The Mastery of Self, the companion book, and the Fifth Agreement. All wonderful. I didn't reread these last month though, just the 4 agreements. So yeah, tarot and treats, love it. Red vines are always better than Twizzlers. Yeah, Twizzlers have like they're kind of rubbery, right? Like there's like a hardness, but these don't have that. These are more like red vines. So if you're looking at a healthier alternative to red vines, go check those out. How many books do I read in a month? That really depends. It depends on what's going on in my life. It depends on um how much free time I have, right? Things like that. So, it's one of those things where like sometimes I'll read like 4 books, 5 books in a month. Sometimes I'll only read 1 book. I read cover to cover this book, but I also did other reading for like study hall because right now we're reading Benabel Wynn's book, which is over there. I'm not going to grab it. Um, what else? I read a couple of guidebooks for decks that I got. But I don't really count those as like books. Like those are kind of books. These kind of books, like a book. I'll typically read like 1 or 2 a month. That's the average, but sometimes not so much. Last month, none at all. So yeah. All right. So that was food and drink. Herb. Let's talk about herbs. So you all know I'm big on herbalism. And the herb I worked with a lot last month was fenugreek, which is not a very common herb. And I was like, what can I show that will exemplify to people and get like allow people to recognize this herb? And it occurred to me that it's in curry quite often. This is my curry powder. I love this. It's Frontier Co-op. An amazing brand, by the way. I love all their herbs and spice blends. But this has fenugreek in it, and fenugreek is found a lot in like Indian and thing. Oh, thank you for gifting a sub. Um, Yay, welcome, Beth. Um, but yeah, so I love fenugreek. It's how do you describe fenugreek? Like flavor wise. It's like licoricey almost in a way. I don't know. It's so hard to describe, but metaphysically, right? Fenugreek is associated with manifestation and abundance, but it's also revered for its protective qualities, right? It's believed to create like energetic shields, warding off negative influences and protecting you from psychic attacks. It's a sacred spice that considered sacred to many sort of traditions, uh, especially in the Middle East and in India. Um, and it's often used in protective rituals or amulets to protect your energetic field and create a sense of spiritual safety, right? And so, yeah, I worked with fenugreek a lot last month and ate it a lot. It's yummy. And that's one thing that I like especially in my herbal practice, right? Like I tend to use herbs for their magical properties, but I also when I'm working with those herbs magically, I will tend to try and like consume them if they are of consumable, you know, if they are able to be eaten. Um And so yeah, I had curry quite a few times last month. It almost made my favorite food, but I was like, I've talked about my love of curry for, I don't know, several times. But love, 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 love me some curry powder. So yeah, fenugreek. Go check it out. If you're not familiar with it as an herb, it's great for cooking. But it's also a really powerful herb that you can use. So yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of there's it's supposed to also raise like natural testosterone levels. It's also really good for breastfeeding mothers, I guess. There was something else I was reading about it last night when I was putting my list together that um that it's good for, but there's a lot of like medicinal uses for it. It's an herb that has been a part of traditional Chinese medicine for a very long time. So there's a lot of uses for fenugreek. Um, love it. It's good stuff. Lowers blood sugar. Yep. It smells so good. I love the smell of curry powder. I should make this into a cologne. I don't know if people would love smelling curry all the time, but I would. I would love to smell like curry all the time because I'm weird like that. My hands smell like curry now. Hi, Mountain Shadow. Hello. Welcome. No worries. Okay, Crystal. Oh, so last month, you guys, I went out shopping with some folks, and we went to this gift shop that we love to go look at because they tend to carry a lot of native created jewelry, which I just think is really beautiful. It's not something I wear. It's not really my aesthetic, but I love looking at like their silverwork. And one stone that caught my eye that I rapidly became obsessed with, and I want to see if I can zoom in here, is fire agate. So this is a little piece of fire agate that I picked up to make some jewelry out of for myself. Let's see if I can get the camera to focus. But it's like it's an agate that's slightly opalized. So I don't know if you can if the camera. Oh, there you go. You can see that there's like some little rainbows and stuff in it. It's a really beautiful stone. So this is just a little fire agate cabochon that I grabbed to wire wrap and make a piece of jewelry out of for me, because I do wire wrapping. In fact, the necklace that I'm wearing right now, this one is a piece that I made, which has an ammonite in it. But yeah, I've been kind of obsessed with this, right? And fire agate is said to be a stone of passion and creativity. It increases one's sexual energy and creativity. It's also said to be a stone of protection and create and used in creating shields of energy around the body, protecting it from harm. So it's a beautiful stone, and I just love it. Obviously, its elemental association being fire corresponds really well to my Aries side. So yeah, it's a beautiful little stone. Love it. These are really hard to come by, and they're on the more expensive side. Um, but I'm excited. I think I'm gonna make this into a ring. I think that's what I've decided to do with this little bugger. But it's a beautiful little stone. So yeah, fire agate. Go check it out. Go find fire agate. Work with it. Let me know what you guys think. Love it, love it, love it. Okay. TV and film. Last month, I totally binge watched The Avatar, The Last Airbender on Netflix, and I loved it. It was so fun. I know it's not for everyone, but I loved it. I loved the animated series. I'm not ashamed to say, and it's a great little show. They did. I will say when the M Night Shyamalan live action film came out, I too was disappointed. But Netflix did a really good job of adapting the animated series into a live action series, and I really enjoyed it. Um, so if you're looking for something to watch that's whimsical and not too serious and just fun, I would really encourage you to go check out Avatar: The Last Airbender uh, on Netflix. Have I seen the advert for X Men '97? I have. I'm really excited for that. The X Men growing up was my favorite. I was all about X Men in my childhood, and yeah, pretty excited for that. So last month though was definitely Avatar. That was my favorite thing. I didn't watch a whole lot of television and film last month. I like when I was putting together my list, I was trying to think of like what did I watch? And I'm like, I didn't watch that much stuff. I would put things on like in the background to listen to, which I do quite often, just for like background noise. But I was like, what did I like actually sit down, right, and like engage and watch with? Um, so yeah, it was uh it was Avatar. That was it. So yeah. All right. I wanted to be Storm when I grew up. I mean, who doesn't want to be Storm, right? Like Storm was one of my favorites. Storm and Gambit were my two favorites. And I also really love Nightcrawler because I related to him in that like black sheep sense. So yeah. Okay, so film and TV, YouTube. So YouTube really quickly. So Artsy Artifacts was my favorite YouTube for this month. I'm gonna see if I can pull up his channel real quickly here. Um, he has some really amazing stuff on his channel, and there was a video. Can I bring this up? Give me one second, guys. Browser. I mostly watched on my phone. I actually watch YouTube a lot on my phone, which actually has a different account than the one I stream to. Um, so let's see here. Where I want this. Um, okay. One second, you guys. So this is his YouTube channel. He's an amazing artist. And he did this sketchbook where he illustrated his playthrough of the game The Elden Ring. And it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Like it made me I was like I want to do like this kind of thing for the next like big role-playing game that I play, because I just thought this was so clever. His aesthetic is really amazing. I love his art style. It's very illustrative. He even has this like grimoire book. I'm not sure like what his spiritual beliefs are. He definitely has an interest in the occult. His studio tour, he's got some really cool stuff in his studio. But yeah, he's got some amazing stuff. He doesn't post all that often on his YouTube channel, and there's not a ton on there. If you're watching this, please post more. I love your stuff. I would love to see more. But this popped up on my feed, and I was like, this is amazing. And he like walks through the whole thing and just talks about like his experience playing the game and the things that stood out to him, and it's just such a clever thing. A clever way of like recording those memories and enjoying them. So I really enjoyed watching that. I literally watched it start to finish, and loved it. So yeah. So there's that. That was my favorite YouTube from last month. His studio tour is really cool too, by the way, you guys. If you're somebody who likes to like look at other people's spaces, his studio tour is really cool. All right, so there's that. Where are we now in my list of things? Ah, we are at the tarot and oracle part. Let me make sure I'm not missing any questions in chat. Open basket. Yeah, a lot of like wholesalers and stuff will do open baskets where you throw a bunch of stuff in and then close it out at the end of the month. Um I do that with some of my stuff for the boutique. Dustin's curry cologne sold exclusively here. I love it. Ode Ode de Fenugreek. That's what we could call it. I love curry. Oh, it's so good. There's a new Indian restaurant it's a total mom and pop shop that's literally 10 minutes down the road from me, and they're so kind. So when they first opened, I had to go try, and I loved it. It was so good, you guys. And I wrote them like a really glowing review cuz you know, I am all about that kind of life. And the next time I went in, the woman who I believe is the wife of the pair, um, she was so nice. She was like, "Oh, I saw your review. It was so kind," and she gave me like free rice pudding, which was super good. Oh, so good. I love Indian food. Okay, enough. Y'all are making me hungry. Want Indian food. All right. So let's talk about tarot and oracle. So my favorite new tarot deck from last month. Let me zoom out here because we don't need to be quite that close. Is or was definitely the Golden Tarot by Cat Black. So this is the new linen edition of the deck. Um, I did confirm with a couple of people who have picked this up from Amazon that the stock at Amazon is the new card stock, even though it doesn't say it on the listing. So if you pick it up from Amazon, you're more, I can't say with certainty. I don't work there or anything like that, but from what I've been told of people who have purchased recently, is that they are getting this version of the deck, which is on this amazing linen cardstock. I love this deck. I've had a number of editions. In fact, I hunted down one of the original first editions because it was printed on matte cardstock. And for a long time, this deck was only available in like a super glossy cardstock, which we know I don't like. So I have a couple versions of this now. I have the original first printing, first print run matte edition. I have the glossy second long print run, and then now I have um this edition of the deck, and it's such a beautiful deck. I talked about this in my recent roundups last month. I love it so very much. This Six of Swords is haunting me. Um, but yeah, I just love this deck. It's so beautiful, and this cardstock is so nice. It's a really nice linen. Like it's not like so textured that like it feels rough, but it's nice because it scatters the light, which is really good. So you don't get those like really bright reflections, which is for someone who reads tarot and a lot of times that's doing video readings, right? I love that. It makes it easy to record and film. I love this Knight of Cups. So love this deck so very much. Um, love it. Yeah. Yeah, the linen now is amazing. Four of Cups. It's all collage, really well done collage of early Christian artwork. Renaissance. paintings, etc. There's some Byzantine stuff in it too, which I love. I love this Eight of Cups. There's the art card, which I shuffled in just now. I love the Emperor. Look at that Three of Swords. So beautiful. Knight of Swords, slaying a little dragon guy. Seven of Cups. Love it. Really, really beautiful deck. Highly recommend it. So that was my favorite new deck that came in last month. Love the box for this too. This is one of the very first decks where they... Oh, my camera froze. What's going on here? We froze. There we go. We're unfrozen now. We're good. So, yeah, this is one of the very first decks that they ever did in this like Matchbox style box, which I love. So, love it. Go check it out if you haven't done so already. So there's that. Favorite or most used deck of last month was definitely this beautiful deck. This is the lovely Ohm Tarot. I can't put this deck down. I'm I don't know. There's something really. It comes with a nice little bag, which I of course will never use. Um, the guidebook is great. I've really kind of been enjoying um, going through the guidebook. I've had a long sort of personal love of the Hindu myths and things like that. And so the connections with that has been like really cool, right? Because a lot of times you don't see that in tarot. So I've been loving reading about that in the guidebook. But it's just this really soft, beautiful watercolor sort of. Let me see if I can get you guys a good shot. Look at the artwork in this. I mean, it's gorgeous. I don't know why more people aren't talking about this deck because I'm obsessed. It's just really profound. There's a lot of amazing symbolism and um, interesting choices made in terms of esoteric connections and things like that. Like the DNA. Oh, I froze again. Why are we frozen again? What is going on here? There we go. We're going to have to check the connection. Obviously, something is not connected correctly. But yeah, I've just been obsessed with this deck. Like very, very obsessed with this deck. Love it. It's gorgeous. The artwork is just beautiful. The cardstock's great. It's just a really nice matte, like US Games style cardstock. So, and it's a little bit bigger than a standard tarot deck. So, oh, it's a little wider than your standard deck, just by a little bit. So, but the cardstock's very, very kind of superior smooth make playing cardstock. It shuffles really well. Looks great on a table. I love this Five of Swords. Oh, it's so good. It is on the Thothy side. So it's kind of a hybrid deck. I wouldn't say that it's all Thoth, and I also wouldn't say that it's all RWS. It definitely pulls from both traditions. So just be aware of that. Love it. Look at this form discs. It's so beautiful with the seasons. The sun card. Here's our Hierophant, which is Ganesh, the remover of obstacles. Love it. Look at this prince. Oh, it's just, it's so beautiful. I am just so obsessed with this deck right now. I can't put it down. So go check this one out if you haven't done so already. It is pretty readily available. It's not a new deck. This one somehow slipped under my radar, and I don't know how, but it's amazing. It's so good. Two of Cups. Look at the star. It's so beautiful. So yeah, love it. Already. So those were my favorite decks. It is an indie deck, and I believe the deck on Amazon is independently produced by them because on the box it just has like their website and stuff. So it is an indie deck, by the way, for those who are interested. Let me switch to big version of me. And you get a nice little bag, and you get a nice little guidebook. So wonderful deck. Oh, I bumped the microphone. I'm so sorry if that was loud. Alrighty. Does anybody have any questions for me? If not, we will get some things wrapped up here. Any questions? Anything that people what was some of your guys' favorite things last month? Feel free to share those in chat, or if you do favorites videos, feel free to come back and post them down below in the comment section. I will always approve sharing of your own videos and things like that. I love that. So if you do a favorites for the month and you want to share it, come drop a link down in the comment section down below. It will get held for review just because YouTube, but I always approve those. So, be sure to come share. It's wonderful. The Symbolic Soul Tarot is amazing. I love the Symbolic Soul Tarot. It's beautiful. It is. So I was talking to Kelly Bear about this, and it's the same artist who did uh, the Sabbath magazine tarot deck, which is the same art style, but instead of it being like black, white, and this is black, white, and gold, it's black, white, and silver, and that one's much more sort of like Marseille, and this one's much more RWS. So if you like this deck, you'll probably like that one as well. And I think that's still available. So yeah. The last thing your favorite book was 10,000 Doors of January. And your Carnival at the End of the World. That's a good one. I haven't worked with that in a while. I should work with that again. That's tucked away right now. That is a really beautiful deck though. It's quite quirky and odd. So I agree. You do. You've been slacking off just like me though. Life gets in the way of YouTube sometimes. But that's, I mean, you know, it is what it is, right? So that's okay. The writer Marseille. You talking about the uh this one from Alejandro Rozan and the folks over at Artisan Tarot? I love this deck. Pie of Panda. Ooh, that is a good one. Yeah, I've been really enjoying this deck as well. It's lovely. I love Artisan Tarot's cardstock. It's probably my favorite cardstock, hands down. Hands down, my favorite cardstock. Love it. Oh, you've been making sketchbooks? Have you posted any of them? I would love to see. I have not been keeping up with social media in any way, shape, or form. Bunny Kisses makes the most beautiful things. She made some amazingly gorgeous tarot boxes, and I would love to see the sketchbooks. I made sketchbooks in art school, um, but I haven't really made a sketchbook in a while. I did make a small like I made I don't know, it was like 6 months ago. I made like this like fold out sketchbook where I was doing like these triptych sketch landscape things that I used to go like paint plein air. It was last summer. I guess it was more than 6 months ago now. It was last fall because it was, yeah. Um, but I made like this little sketchbook where it had fold out watercolor paper because I wanted to do that. But yeah, Tarot of the Holy Spectrum is a beautiful deck. That's a beautiful deck. I love it. Very modern. So, all right, friends. Well, I'm gonna get things wrapped up. I really appreciate you guys coming to hang out with me today. You guys are the best. Thank you so much. As always, you guys, a big shout out to all of the members of Scala Metaphysicae. I really appreciate each and every one of you so tremendously. You don't even know. I hope all of you guys have an amazing Sunday. If you were here chatting, I love you. If you were here just lurking, I love you as well. Be sure to keep an eye out for the upcoming lunar spreadsheets going out for all my Adeptus members. Teroscopes are going to get posted this upcoming week, so keep an eye out for those to see what is in store for this month. And I've got some cool reviews in the works, and we're doing some big updates for the boutique if you're local, because I talked to a lot of you guys that watch who are local. And yeah, so lots going on this month. So I appreciate all of you so very much. And as always, guys, remember everyone's fighting a battle that you know nothing about. So be kind to one another out there, okay? We'll see you guys back around YouTube. Bye, everybody.